Yeah. Whoa. I speak. We change lives, Jesus. I speak.
Welcome to the TP Masterclass. On behalf of Cliff Cheqona and the entire TP family, we're honored to have you here. You didn't just join a live session. You stepped into a transformational experience designed to help you master your mind, align your emotions, and trade with clarity and conviction. We'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, settle in and prepare your notepad. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, invite someone who needs this. Because around here, we don't just trade, we transform. Let's get started soon.
I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. Step into my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it.
What is the TP family, and how do you become part of it? Don't worry, if you're watching this, you're already part of the TP family. Now, before you ask, no, it's not take profit. That's the first thing traders think, right? TP stands for Trading Psychology. When Cliff Cheqona created this community, he didn't want to make it all about himself. He wanted to create a space for traders built around a simple truth. Most traders lose because their mindset isn't ready for success. So what's the TP family? It's not a company. It's not an organization. It's a movement of traders who are done chasing shortcuts, done trading emotionally, and done feeling like they're alone in this journey. Now, let me be clear. We're not here to build another Telegram or Discord group. You don't need more chats or endless notifications. All you have to do is follow our content on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. That's where we deliver everything. Masterclasses, podcast clips, mindset tips, and even those hard truths no one else will tell you about trading. Our vision for 2025 is simple: education. We teach traders what really matters, not just strategies, but the mindset behind them. Through our TP Masterclass, podcasts, and content, we make sure traders know how to manage themselves first. Community. The TP family is all about connection, but instead of chat rooms, we meet through meaningful content that actually helps you grow. Tools. We're creating journals, simulations, and practical resources to help you track your progress and improve your trading behavior. The TP family is here to change the way traders think forever. We're not about quick wins. We're about creating strong, resilient, unstoppable traders. Welcome to the movement. Let's make 2025 the year you fix your mind and fix your trading.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hi TP family, welcome to another session for the TP Masterclass live right here on YouTube. Welcome to another Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time as always. How's everyone doing? I really hope your weekend is going as great as possible, that your plans are working for you and everything is in alignment for you. How's everyone doing? Just let me know in the live chat. Once again, I think like for the past 3 weeks, we've been streaming on Facebook and Instagram. So if you're on Instagram right now, I just want to say hi. If you're on Facebook, I want to say hi. Welcome to our hello, Madam Shells. I'm great. Yes, Madam Shells. That's hilarious. But thank you for calling me Madam Shells. I'm glad that you are doing great, Shara. I really hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Shara. Yes, welcome to another TP Masterclass. I really appreciate you guys for always showing up 6 p.m. UK time every Saturday from like the beginning of this year. Thank you. We really honor you guys from the bottom, actually from our whole heart, not just the bottom of our heart, our whole heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're streaming from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, UK, US, Dubai, UAE. Hello, just put in the live chat. Oh, it's pronounced Kara. Hi, thank you for correcting me, Kara. Hello, good evening, everyone. If you're streaming from any of these countries or any countries that I did not mention, just put it in the live chat right now so that I can give you a shout out. We have few Ghanaians in the live chat right now. Who else? Where is everyone tuning in from? Just put it in the live chat. And I just want to say thank you for showing up. We also have some Nigerians in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're very welcome to our TP Masterclass live right here on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We also have Namibia. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Also, if this is your first time joining the TP Masterclass, we want to say a big welcome. Just drop first time in the live chat right now, and then I'll also give you a shout out as well, so that I can welcome you properly to the live stream. As this is not just a class that we always have every Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. We are the TP family, so I like to give you a shout out. Oh, we have someone. Oh, we have Mesa, who is first time joining us. Yay! Welcome to the TP Masterclass. We also have Asante joining us for the first time. Welcome to the TP Masterclass. Because you guys are new here, we have set up a playlist for you. When you go on our YouTube channel, you will see a playlist with all the previous TP Masterclass. Where to start from is the video titled What is Really Trading Psychology. We have changed the playlist name to Season 1 TP Masterclass because we had this video during the Season 1 TP Masterclass. So really go check out that video and start from there, because that video will really teach you that episode will help you understand why we are doing this and what this community is really about. As we don't just talk about only charts, we deal with habit formation, mindset behind the trades. We also have edge in trading and TP Market Watch. We have so much more. So that episode will give you a sense of everything that we do here. You don't have to jump off the stream right now. You can check that video out after we are done with this stream, okay, so that you don't miss out. Also, from Monday to Friday, we post what we call the deep TP declaration. Not DP, it's TP declaration. When you see it, you must speak it and you must live it, okay? It's not just a picture. So when you see it, do not scroll past it. You have to pause and read it out loud. You have to speak it over your day. Let it enter your system before you take trades on the market from Monday to Friday. If you trade during the weekends, good for you too. But we don't post it on the weekends. It's only from Monday to Friday. So yeah, these are the declaration. It's not just codes, they are tools for alignment. Can you please bring up like the example of how the TP declaration looks like, please, Solomon? Yeah, so it looks like this on our community tab on YouTube. So when you see something like this, do not scroll past it. Make sure if you're tuning in from Instagram or Facebook, always come on our community tab on YouTube and you'll be able to see our TP declaration so that you can also speak it over your day. We also post it on Instagram, our Instagram story. So you can also stay tuned for that, or you can just come on YouTube and then you just speak it and leave it over your day before you start trading. Another thing that I also want to bring your attention to is wherever you are, whatever atmosphere that you are in, I would like for you to practice the 4-7-8 breathing technique, where you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for 7 seconds, and then you breathe out for 8 seconds. As you are doing so, make sure that you are also removing every distraction from your environment so that you'll be able to receive the information that we have prepared for you today, this week. And then grab your notebook, your journal, your notepad, whatever that you use to take notes with. Make sure that you are grabbing it too so that you can take notes as the session goes on for today. As we don't want you to guess what we would like for you to participate, something you hear today might unlock like anything in your mind, give you lights, the light bulb moment for the aha moment, So make sure to grab your notebook, your journal, or whatever that you use to take notes, and just have it next to you as the session goes on. Another quick reminder that I would like to say is this space is built for healing, clarity, and truth. So please respect the atmosphere. If anyone is in the comment section trolling or spamming others or distracting others, we will quietly remove you from the stream. It's not anything personal. We just want to protect the space that we have built so far. So without any further talking, we were just going to move on to the sessions as we go. So stay tuned for more, and thank you for joining us once again.
It's a
Goodbye.
mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hello, wonderful people out there. Wonderful, wonderful Saturday. If you can hear me loud and clear, just give me some ones in the comment section so that we can move on. If you can hear me, just give me some ones in the comment section. Anybody, 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 anybody. Can you hear me loud and clear? Great. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Kema Trades. Welcome to the TP Masterclass. Once again, we do this every single Saturday. All right. If you come here every single Saturday, the same time, you're going to find us doing the work of the Lord. That is what we have been called to do. And basically, we are here to respond to that particular call. I am welcoming you in here. Whatever you're doing, I want you to make sure that your mind is here. All right, we are in the period of transformation. Something that I might say, something that any of the speakers would say might go a long way to changing your life. All right, there's something in here for somebody and you don't want to miss out on it. Thank you so much, Shells. That was wonderful. And basically today you might be wondering why Kema is coming in first. Definitely our book segment will come on, God willing, next week. But today we have Willis on a very, very personal appointment. And so he couldn't be, like on the live with us. But definitely we are still here and we are going to make this, or going to make sure that this is actually fun. All right. Today I'm going to talk about trading plan. I'm going to talk about trading plan, and I'm going to go a little deeper into the topic, right? Probably probe a few areas, even though we don't have, like much time. I'll try as much as possible to hit some very, very significant spots. And even after the session, when you revisit the video and then you have, like extra questions, you can definitely come into the DMs of Clifford. You can come into my DMs and then still ask your questions. And we will still answer those questions, because that is what we are here to do. All right, great. So I'm going to bring on board my slide. So if the team is ready, you can bring on board the slide. Okay, great. So you are looking at the chart. This is the gold market. And then in the previous week, some things happened on the chart. If some things happened to you in the chart, give me some fire in the comment section. All right, some things happened on the chart. And we had, like a few glitches here and there, and some news data coming in along within that, past week also brought in some, good movements in the market as well. But at the end of the day, one of the things that could really, really save you as a trader is your plan that you are following, right? Not just having the plan, but actually following that particular plan, drawing the plan, following the plan. That is the plan. All right. That could have, help you sidestep a few of the losses. You realize that the day that the FOMC came in, it was a double spike, 80 pips towards the upside, strong 400 pips movement towards the downside, another movement towards the upside. It was a whole roller coaster. And you needed a whole lot of, a lot of patience, a lot of, strategic movement in order to be able to participate in that particular move along the way. But basically, it's past. Now let's go into the trading plan. Okay, so you can maneuver the chart, with trading plans here and there, setting rules here and there, principles to follow and all. How exactly do you do that? All right. So today's title I bring to you: plan to win or plan to fail. But whatever the case, plan. All right. Plan to win or plan to fail. But whatever the case, please, I am begging you, plan. All right. Now, this is going to be a guide to building your best trading plan yet. All right. So follow me on this. What exactly is a trading plan? A trading plan is your systematic approach to trading your defined edge in the market. It means that before you have a trading plan, definitely you should be able to have an edge over the market, or you should have, something going in the market. If you are trading any of the financial markets, stocks, bonds, equity, options, whatever you are trading, at least you should have a plan and you should have a strategy to approaching the market. Now, that strategy of, having tried that strategy over and over again and realizing that, a major point in time in the market, it actually plays out the way you are looking for it to play, sort of grants you that edge on that particular strategy over the market. All right. Now, you don't just necessarily have the strategy, but you need to draw a plan about your execution process and everything that comes along with it. And so over here, you can see having a trading plan is all about how you manage your trading. From the moment you get into the market to how you enter the market to how you exit the market. When I talk about exiting the market, I'm talking about your stop loss, your take profit, what loss size you use on what kind of account, all right? Because you can list a whole lot of plan, and that plan will be for probably an account that, is a $5,000 account. Then you have a different $1,000 account. And if you don't take care, you go and apply the same rules to the $1,000 account, and it might not necessarily go too well. And so what kind of account, what loss size you allocate to them, it encompasses every single one of these areas. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot miss a process. Now let's go on. Now, we need to see the content of your trading plan. So let's build the content of your trading plan. What exactly should be in there, right? Now, we are looking at rules of engagement in your trading, wherever it is that you're doing, right? Your rules of engagement. And we are saying that, okay, entry. If I am going to be entering the market, how do I enter the market? It means that there should be rules and principles that outline my entry to the market. What do I see before I jump in on the market? So if you have a notepad, you have a pen, please write these models down, write this, content plan down. And then, as we go through, I'll be explaining them one after the other. So entry on the market. Every good strategy must be able to have this. 1, entry. 2, stop loss level, take profit level. We basically comes together to form their exit plan. And not just stop loss and take profit, invalidations on the market. Some of you just talk about stop losses, talk about take profit, but there are clearly times that you could see that market has invalidated your setup before it actually hits stop loss. And you can actually come out of such a trade before it hits your stop loss. Guess what it does? It saves you extra bucks that you could have lost on the market. So invalidations are also important. So you ask yourself the question, or write down the question: what must I see for me to know that this particular bullish trend that I was looking out for, or the speculation that I just made, is wrong, and I should back away from that particular trade? You should be able to pen that down. So your entry, everything that encompasses your entry, should be put in there. Now your exit. How do I exit the market? What is the stop loss that I need to give to a particular trade on the market? Ask yourself. Now, how are you going to be setting your stop loss? Is your stop loss tied to market structure, right? Because there is where a stop loss needs to be and where a stop loss you want a stop loss to be. All right. So I always tell most of my mentees that, like, you must place your stop loss where it needs to be and not where you want it to be. Because if you put your stop loss where you want it to be, market will come pick you out and still go your direction. And so you need to protect yourself whilst in the market. And sometimes it is clear, whilst price is pushing towards a particular direction, one of the things that you basically see is, like price probably, let's say price is pushing towards the upside like that, right? And then we have that, and then we have a push. Someone is trying to pick a trade around this area, and then clearly they put their stop loss here because the stop loss is 10 pips, 20 pips, all right? Meanwhile, you know that the safest point for you to put that stop loss is probably beneath the immediate low region in order to be safe. I hope you understand. So it's not where you want it to be, but where that stop loss could be, that in the grand scheme of things, there are times when market will definitely come and pick you out. Those ones you cannot necessarily control. Market would basically come there. When it happens, a lot of people call it what? Liquidity grab. I hope you understand. Market just plunge, towards your stop loss, picks it up, and then guess what it does after that? Rallies towards your direction. I hope you understand. You're going to definitely have those periods come in on the market. But what we are basically trying to say is that most of the time, try or, make room to put your stop loss where it needs to be, and not just because you are in the market or you are in the business of trying to, like put your stop loss where you can feel comfortable. So putting your stop loss where it needs to be is very, very important, or knowing how to put your stop loss. So write a plan around how to set stop losses in the market. What strategy do you use, and how do you set stop losses in that particular strategy? Make sure it is clear, concise, and then we move along with that. Take profits in the market. Do you take profits when it is 1:1 risk to reward, meaning what you risk on that particular trade is exactly what you are looking to gain? Or do you take 1:2 risk to reward? Okay, I'm looking for twice as much as what I risk in the market. Then we are moving somewhere. Or do you take profit based on how the market is looking, or based on how the structure is looking? In that scenario, an individual who is trading, like with some kind of rule-based system like this, would probably say, okay, I am looking at this resistance area. Until market gets to that resistance area, I don't care if it has given me 1:4 risk to reward. I'm waiting for it to get there. This is, like a model that you usually see in swing traders, right? Until it gets there. And sometimes pairs like gold will surprise you. When you're basically doing stuff like that, right? They will surprise you, because you might think that, it will take 3 days to hit this level, and then within 2 hours, a pair like gold will just basically go and hit that particular target. At the end of the day, is it a swing, or can we call that a swing? It was intended to be a swing, because swing trades are mostly trades that are held overnight, all right? So it was intended to be a swing based on how much of a magnitude of the take profit that we were looking for. But, positive side, it actually became a day trade, because it hits the target within a short period of time, within the same day. I understand. So we need to be able to take a look at that. Then invalidations, what exactly do I need to see before I jump out of a trade? Great. Risk, what exactly is your exposure on the market? So here, you are supposed to set rules that tie to the account that you are trading. So how much is the account size that I'm trading in the market? Now, let us look at the lot size that would basically help me not to blow this account too quick, because the idea is not to lose that money. The idea is to make money. But also, most importantly, the idea is to protect that particular capital that you just came into the market with. And so you cannot neglect that particular area, right? So what is your exposure? You need to pen everything down. Write everything down, right? Once you do these things, right, entry, exit, and then risk, it's going to open up, some more things for you to be able to bring for the entry model. So if you are talking about entries, we are talking about entry model. Which one of the entry models do you apply on the market from time to time? And that is when a lot of individuals will basically come in and then tell you that, okay, when it comes to entry models, do you know that there are several? We can have risk entries on the market, whereby we have a region or an area of interest. The moment price taps into that particular region, we are executing the trade. So for instance, if I take you directly into this area, I have an area here where market just broke above this particular region here. right? Market broke above this region. Now, market can use that resistance area or that area that was sort of a resistance. A resistance is anywhere in the market where price is prevented from moving further towards the upside. So that particular area where price was resisted the first time, resisted the second time, market can decide to come use that particular area as a support by tapping into that region. And guess what? Continuing that particular movement that is coming along the way. And so in that particular scenario where we have something like that, we are saying, okay, what is the entry model? Is it that the moment it taps into the region, you are picking that particular trade as that's a risk entry? And I'm not saying, like there's a difference between risk and then risky. I hope you understand. So we are saying that is a risk entry. You have an area of interest, market taps into the region, you pick the trade instant. That's what a model that I call a risk entry. Then we have the confirmed entry. Yes, I have an area of interest, but when market gets in there, there is something else that I need to see before I jump in on the trade. That's what we call a confirmed entry. So when market gets there, you are not basically jumping in because you know that market could still be moving towards the downside because there are definitely, other demand regions that market would want to go into. And so you are saying when it gets here, I'm still looking forward to what exactly it's going to do. And if it does that particular thing that I deem as an entry model, then I'm going to jump in on the market. These are rules that you need to write down. They are all part of the trading plan. I have to get it. Then we go to concept-based rules. So for instance, if I pick a concept like candlesticks, there are rules that I have set around candlesticks. For instance, you hear me say over and over again, never trust a candle that has not closed yet. There is a reason why I actually say that over and over again. And it is actually true because you can reach a particular point in the market where a candle would close or a candle will be trading above an area. You feel like this candle is going to close definitely above that area. Let me enter a trade for a buy. Guess what? The candle, just about 2 minutes before it closes, will leave a long way, come down, close right beneath the range again. And guess what is going to happen? Plunge towards the downside. What happened? So in my model, I basically say, okay, I'm not going to trust candles that have not closed yet. So if the candle is actually going to be bullish, I don't care how long it is or the magnitude of push that it is giving, I am going to wait until that candle closes. Then I'll make a decision based on that particular candle formation. Because if you are doing, like the other where candle has not closed, but you're making a decision based on it, it's like me saying, okay, you guys, come, kneel down here. On your mark, get set. And then when I say get set, someone, just gets up and starts running. Guess what? The next thing is not going to be go. I'm going to say, get up and walk towards me. So the one who is running and going, where do you think he's going? Where are you going? What was the directive? Right? The moment you hear on your mark, get set, you think it's a race. So you begin to run. You need to be able to hear everything or, hear the end of the communication before you make what? a move, all right? So then we talk about session-based entries. We are talking about, we have 3 main sessions: Asian session, London session, New York session. So you are saying, which of the sessions do I trade? That would also bring you to a point where you're asking yourself, what asset or what pairs thrive best in these sessions? So Asian session, okay. If I'm trading Asian session, I'm not going to be picking a currency pair that does not do well in the Asian session because I'm going to study which pairs are going to do great in the Asian session. Then I am going to be capitalizing on that particular pair in that period. And you would, of course, be trading Asian session if you think that the London and New York session is the time when you are busy. So at the end of the day, you realize that self-awareness is also playing a part of this. And I'll get there, like shortly, right? Then we talk about asset class plans, and then we also talk about pair-specific rules. So there are some pairs that you tell yourself, as for gold, I'm only going to be setting from 60 pips stop loss upwards. If I'm trading gold, my stop loss should be nothing less than 50 pips or 60 pips. It's a what? Pair-specific rule. It means that there are other pairs that you might pull up like GBP USD that you can have as low as 20 pips stop loss. And because you can what? Feel free or like not really panic if it's still 20 pips stop loss and then watch GBP USD gradually unravel. But for gold, 20 pips stop loss could be very deadly because market could just come. It's like an individual who has a pot. Market could just come lick that particular stop loss and then just basically go away And the saddest part of it is it's still going to go your direction. All right. So we want to be able to take a look at that as well. All right. Great. So now, don't let perfection be an excuse for procrastination. A lot of you, the reason why you have not moved forward to draw your trading plan is because you feel like it should be perfect. No. Start. Start penning down the questions, start penning down the answers. Gradually, it will all come together. All right. So it doesn't need to be perfect before you use it. No, as you go through, you get to be able to build upon it better and better. It's just like your trading. You don't need to be having every knowledge in the market before you place your first trade in the market. As time goes on, some of the lessons come along the way. I hope you understand. So basically, that is that. Now let's move on. Define your trading personality. So here, it's more like the responsibility of pressing buy and sell is falling on you as an individual. If you go into your signal pages, yes, the signal provider will say, buy now, sell now. But who is placing the buy on that account? You. Who is placing the sell on that account? You. When it comes to the point where that trader stayed in one particular place for the past 4 hours and the trade is not moving, who is supposed to be able to control themselves from closing that particular trade at entry? You. Because in the long run, even if it goes 6 hours later, 8 hours later, and it shoots to 200 pips, guess what? Your signal provider is going to come and announce 200 pips hit. And they'll write under it took us a long time, but still we hit the target. You get it? It took us a long time, but still we hit the target. These are the realities that, like usually we don't talk about in the industry. All right. You will give a trade, 50 pips. Your signal provider will give you a trade, 50 pips stop loss. Trade will come all the way, tap exactly on 50 pips, and then move. You know that the trade has taken you out of the market. But the signal provider, the moment it comes to 20 pips, 30 pips, they will announce 30 pips hit. It almost took us out. It almost took us out. Some people will even say, make room for spread, right? It means that if you have been given 50 pips, add your own. But how much do you have to add? The person needs to tell you, maybe add 5 pips. If you know that I should add 5 pips, just add it to the 50 pips and let me make it 55 pips. Like, why do I need to? But what I'm trying to say is the responsibility lies on you as an individual. So everything, the trading plan, everything, it falls on you. So you are required to build, develop, and evolve your trading plan into something that is unique to you. Something that is unique to you. And so here we are going to pull up, like a few. Your goals. You sitting here, you with me right now. What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve with trading, and why exactly are you in here? All right. Now let's answer this question and draw that path. Right? What are you trying to achieve? Why? Let's answer that question and then put it in there. I'll be getting, because it will open up a lot. And the moment it starts opening up a lot of questions are going to start popping up, and then you basically write all those questions. So you need to have a journal. You need to have something that you can be able to write all of these things in. Every trader should be able to have that journal, have a pen with you. Every idea that comes in, you pen it down over and over again. You need to take a look at your current lifestyle. What are your current time and effort constraints? What are the things that you think, when we say constraints, we are talking about limitation. What are the things that you, as a trader, you think that is going to limit you? Because a signal provider can, wake up as early as 4 a.m. and give a trade. But guy, you closed work around 2. You are asleep. You are gone. You close work around 2 a.m. because probably you work in the night. You are asleep. You are gone. So the signal provider woke up at 4 a.m. because he slept somewhere around 8 p.m., gave a trade at 4 a.m. The trade hit 300 pips. You woke up at 7 a.m. to find 300 pips hit. What is your current lifestyle? And, how can you be able to work around it? So then this brings you to where we talk about what? The session-specific rules. What trading session can I trade? I hope you understand. Then you you basically pen down all the things that pertain to you moving forward in your trading journey. We look at your trading history. This means that you need to be able to have journal. How many of you in here have that trading journal? Right? How many of you have that trading journal? How many of you can list all the trades that you have placed within this year with screenshots? Let's take away the screenshot. How many of you can list all of them? But it is good that most of our trading accounts usually come with, reports. And so you can download that report, and from henceforth, take a look at that report, list the good, list the bad, list the failures, list the lessons that came along with it, because it is through these things that you have listed that you can get better. I did something good. What did I do good that made me consistently profitable within the next or within these 3 weeks in the journey that I've had in 2025? And what did I do that made me make consistent losses of about 1 week, 2 weeks within this particular period of 2025? Now, let's look at what exactly happened around that area. Let's look at those traits. Let's see what exactly I was doing that was wrong. Now, let's, work on those areas. Then we talk about psychological blockages. Every individual might have a psychological blockage, and every individual psychological blockage might be different from the other. All right, might be different from the other. What is holding you back might not necessarily be what is holding me back. I understand. It's just like marriage. What two individuals or what a couple see as, oh, it's not a problem, might be a big problem in another home. For instance, a couple, says, okay, I don't cook every day. The man has to cook in the house. You go to a different home, you cannot open your mouth and say, hey, the man has to cook in the house. It's gonna be a problem. But in home number one, it is very okay. The man just wakes up, and then he's even eager to go to the kitchen and prepare something himself, cut some stuff, and then you see those things, and it's beautiful. They put it on social media. I hope you understand. And it's beautiful, right? In another house, no. The man sits back and says, go and prepare the food and bring it so that I can satisfy my belly. And I will also have my own responsibilities to do. It's fine. When your car tire is destroyed, I'm the one who is going to jack up the car and then fix it for you. And I'm ready anytime to do that. It is perfect. What would work best for you might not work for another person. And so what psychological blockages might come up might not be your psychological blockages. All right. So what is holding you back? You, not general, you. And that's why a trading plan, I can't draw a trading plan and say, just come and take. You get it? I can draw a challenge and say, okay, this is a challenge we can all go through. But I can't draw a trading plan for you and say, okay, come and take this trading plan. So what is holding you back? Why exactly is it holding you back? And how will you overcome it? Then now we get to the solution bit of it. All right. So now let's get into this area. This is the planning stage. Last but one slide, then I'll be done for today. Right. Planning stage, we are looking at problem, why, and then solution. Right. So we say, okay, problem. My journal shows that nearly every time that I take 3 losses in a row, my account suffers. Right? My journal shows that nearly every time I take 3 losses in a row, my account suffers. But if you take 3 losses in a row, your account shouldn't suffer. If you take 10 trades in a row, your account shouldn't even suffer. But at the end of the day, the question that we ask ourselves is, okay, so why exactly is it suffering? All right, because if you're supposed to risk 1% or 2% of an account and you lose 10 trades in a row and you're risking 1%, it means that you just lost 10% of your capital. If you lost 2% each trade, it means you just lost 20% of your capital. All right, but if you lose 3 trades and all of a sudden you have lost 30% of your capital or 50% of your capital, then there's a question. Why? So give your response, and then now let's take a look at the solution. The new rules based on the solutions will now be added to that particular trading plan. So we say, okay, so new rules that we are going to add for this. Also, let's give a reason. The reason that this is because I'm over leveraging that particular account, or I'm placing too many trades on the account, or it could be so many reasons. Okay, the solution, let's add new rules to this, or let's change a few of the rules. I'm going to risk 2% of my equity per trade. But that is not enough. Because I can say I'm going to risk 2% of my equity per trade and still place 100 trades in a day. So now let's add another rule. 2 maximum trades per day. So it means in every day, 4% is on the line in every single day. And that's what I'm coming in with. Okay, if I put it or add it to my trading journal and then it is cool. Okay, that is the rule, the next rule that I've added. And once you do this for every single phase, every single problem that you identify the problem, ask for yourself why the problem is happening, then let's look for a solution to it. You answer all these questions, it all becomes part of your trading plan. You realize that the trading plan becomes fat and fatter and fatter. I'll be getting. Let's move on. This will be my last slide. Now, this is a typical, challenge spreadsheet. I think I've showed you this before, and I'm showing it again. Now, basically, as I said earlier on, we could have a challenge spreadsheet. We could have a challenge plan whereby you say, okay, as for this one, I'm trying to move $200 to $5,000. How long can I be able to do that? Okay, so if I draw a table like this, around that plan, what lot size am I going to be using for every specific time? When I reach a particular price point or when I reach a particular capital, what would the lot size change into? So you realize that here, $200 as a start, lot size was like 0.05. It is a challenge, so I'm risking, all right? It means that there's the understanding that this is actually a challenge, so I've drawn. Even though I am trying to flip that particular account, there is a concise plan to the flipping. Not just waking up and picking up my phone and saying, okay, so 200 to this, let me just place the trade. All right? There's a concise plan that I am following for that particular journey. It is also a journey. I hope you understand. Okay, we are looking at the next 40 trades. 40 trades. If I'm supposed to pick each trade in a day, do you know how long that is? That means relatively that's going to be about 2 months. And some people are going to be, hey, 2 months flipping, like $200 to $5,000. That's a long time. That's a long time because somebody did it in 2 days. So you are looking at the person and then judging and saying, okay, that's a long time. That's a long time. But honestly, if you take a look at your personal portfolio, it's been so many months in the year 2020. Why is it that in the long run, why is it that the whole year you have not been able to do that? It is because hardly is that particular thing realistic. Hardly. So you need to try as much as possible and work it around in a different manner. And then let's see how that one also pans out. Okay, let's give it time. 40 trading days. That is what? That is about 2 months because 20 trading days in a month, 40 trading days in what? In 2 months. Okay, let's take a look at that. If I can actually move this $200 to what? $5,000. Okay, I'll start with what? 0.05. In the next 5 trades, 0.05. If I win all those trades, then I will move this from what? 0.05 and go on to 0.06. And then what? I'm continuing. Then it goes to 0.07. Then it goes to 0.08. Gradually, you realize that you are following through on a plan. And you have a particular strategy that you are implementing. Okay, so this is my strategy. I'm doing the same thing over and over for the next 40 trades. There are times when definitely you're going to have losses. And when you have losses, it's going to bring you back. That loss shouldn't take away your whole trading account because you have what? A standardized pip allocation for stop loss. Okay, 40 pips is my stop loss. All right, 40 pips is my stop loss. So if I pick 40 pips as my stop loss, then it means that every trade that I'm going to be losing relative to the lot size at that particular moment, this is how much I'm losing. So it's that every time you go into the market, you are ready for what exactly you are going to be losing. And when you lose that particular trade, you have a plan on what to do next. Okay, it sets me back to the previous lot size of that particular capital. You go along the way like that, right? And then we have this, and we have you actually having a plan for your trading on day-to-day basis. That might not necessarily be a challenge. That might be you having $100 account, $200 account, and telling yourself that this is what I'm allocating for this particular account until I get to this area. Then I can change it. All right. So basically, that is it. All right. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you all. You can take away the slides so that I talk to the team now. I really appreciate you all for joining this TP Masterclass over and over again. I'm going to be handing over to the next segment. The next speaker coming is Clifford Cheqona. Heated. You should be ready for this, right? Heated. But right before I give it out to him, let me see if in the comment section there's anything that anyone wants to know. All right. So someone says, great plan. Log in on this training. Thanks, Boss Kema. Okay. Thank you too for joining. We are here for you. the highest come out to the world. That's great. Thank you. Really appreciate you guys a lot. I'm actually looking for questions, any question at all around what I just spoke on. Someone says learned a lot. I'm glad that you learned a lot. And guys, the video after here will be posted. Revisit the video, listen to the message. If you have any question at all, drop it in the chat area. We do come back and then watch that area. And then if there's any question for us to answer, we'll put the answer in there as well. Recommend the video to other people out there who have not watched it yet and make them be able to watch it. If you know that it is actually going to help them, recommend it for them. If you actually like them, recommend it for them. I'm handing over. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week, God willing, Saturday.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right, guys, good day. My name is John and I'm from Nigeria. And basically, this is my TP testimony. To be brutal, I was a terrible money manager. But between when I came in contact with Sir Clifford and now, I mean, a lot of things have changed. I remember the first time I was so downcasted and I was asking him, like, how long will it take to become? And I can still remember his response. He said, you don't worry, John, just keep doing the things you are being told to do. Eventually, you will become. And I'm actually glad because this testimony is not about the trading. You know, I had to bring it from the gym and then to trading and then my financial life. Now, these days, I see myself going to the mall and the ideal me before, if for example, maybe I'm going to the mall to get maybe like a keg of granite oil Olanrewaju, before. At least I'll pick a chocolate, I'll pick a sweet, I'll pick a biscuit. And trust me, I still feel those urges now, like when I go, like, pick this, pick that. And I remember I keep telling myself, no, I am an excellent money manager. So now I go to the mall, I pick exactly what I need, I turn back, and I head home without pressure. So it's like I'm at a junction of, for lack of a better word, I'm getting closer to utopia. And it just makes a whole lot of sense that now I myself, I am becoming, and now it is reflecting in every other thing that I do. Like my thought processes are clearer. I would have loved to go into more details, but I just feel, no, let me bring some real practical things that are, very, very recent. So I'm super grateful to God. I'm super grateful to Sir Cheqona. I'm super grateful to the entire TP family. I can remember my first meeting with him and the things he said. And the only thing I can just say is that these things are divine. So this is just the beginning. And I know that there are still a lot more to come. So once again, my gratitude goes to Sir Cliff, the entire TP team, the entire TP family. It's a journey, it's a ride. And I'm glad to say that truly I am becoming. Thank you guys. Cheers and stay chest up.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, just drop some number ones in the chat for me. In the next few seconds, I want to test my microphone and make sure everything is okay. So if you can hear me, just let me know in the comment. If you can't, I will try to adjust it as much as I can. Okay. Today we are going to be learning something very important. And the information you guys are going to be learning today. First of all, if you are on this stream on YouTube specifically, and if you haven't at least liked the video, please do. It helps the algorithm somehow push it to other people like yourself who can be blessed by this information as well. So whether you're on Instagram, share it to your friends. If you're on Facebook, share it as well. We are now starting to build our community on Facebook as well. So right now, currently, as I'm talking to you on Facebook, the stream is happening right there. On Instagram is happening. And then live here on YouTube also, where we started from, is also happening. So do your best wherever you are watching it from. Just share it. It will help us a lot. Also, do like the stream so that at least it can reach people, and invite somebody who needs to be here. Today, I'm going to be teaching something very important. Something very important, very, very important. I believe that this message for today is very timely for traders. For it doesn't matter what you are doing, this information is very important. I believe it in my heart so much. The reason being is because I don't just come here on these master classes and teach the things I want. I teach the things that the Holy Spirit reveals in and through the concept of my mindset before I can deliver it. So if I tell you that the information you're about to hear today will transform your life, whether you are a trader or not, I truly believe it. But before we go on, I want you to understand something. You see, you can learn something and you can receive knowledge. But if the understanding is not there, it's very difficult. While I was preparing to come to this stream, I felt it in my spirit that there are many people on this stream listening to me right now that they hear me, not just me, but they learn, but they never ever get to the place the understanding can transform their life. So it's like they are hearing, they have heard me, they have heard them, they have heard they have read the books, they have watched the videos on YouTube, but something is still missing. And I started to feel this strong burden in my heart that I truly believe what God wants to do today in this masterclass is that the eyes of your understanding will be enlightened. Truly, I believe that at the end of this masterclass, it will be a portal opening for other areas of your life to experience understanding. Because knowledge can be gotten anywhere, but understanding must be given to you by the Spirit. The Bible says there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth understanding. So you need to understand that understanding is an internal connection between what you have heard and the light bulb moment that comes out of it. When understanding doesn't come into your life, there are higher possibilities that it is almost impossible for something to happen in your life. So people keep on asking me, Cliff, I know what to do, but I don't do it. You have heard what to do, you don't know what to do yet. You may have learned what to do, but you don't know how to do it yet. Because what to do and how to do it, when to do it, it comes from the revelation of what you have heard by understanding. So I really want us to turn on that understanding portal switch on. So wherever you are, I want you to just declare with me that may the eyes of my understanding be enlightened. That the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. That you are tired of hearing the good things you know you have to do. It's like the abstract concept is in your mind. But for some weird reason, you can't go beyond that abstract concept. They have told you, trade carefully, be patient, be consistent. You have heard those things. But it looks like still you are struggling with concepts. But from the bottom of my heart, I want you to switch on that pattern. And I'm praying that in the name of Jesus, somebody will receive this understanding. That the eyes of your understanding be enlightened. That the eyes of your understanding be enlightened. There are people that sometimes say, I don't know what happened to me. I felt it in my knowledge that I should just go and buy and invest in this stocks and I made money. The eyes of your understanding was enlightened. I want you to declare to yourself in the next couple of 7 times that the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. 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 One more time. That the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you need to be able to understand this. That You need to be so serious. You know, I was having a conversation with the TP family reps. So there are individuals who truly believe in this vision, and they believe that, you know, they want to carry the vision into their various countries. And I was having a meeting with them, and I was talking about faith, the psychology of faith. And while we're talking about the psychology of faith, I told them something, and I said, faith and fear, psychologically, they both use the same tool to manifest. I'm going to repeat what I said again. Fear and faith. Faith, as in believing there is a possibility of something positive happening to you, even though you don't see it. The evidence of things hoped for. Faith. That's faith and fear. They both uses the same tool to manifest. And the name of that tool is imagination. If right now your life is not where you want it to be and you want to apply faith, you are going to have to focus on the possibility of good things happening to you. The same way, if you are afraid, you are going to imagine the possibility of bad things happening to you. So if you are in a trade and your mindset is telling you, what if you lose that trade? Remember, that loss has not happened yet. But your mind has already traveled into the future to bring into your past the possibility of something going wrong. It's an imagination. It doesn't exist. The same way you believe in right now on this stream that you are becoming. I love the testimony of John. He said, beyond just trade, in all areas of my life, I am becoming. That means that he believes he will be what he has been destined to be. So you need to be able to understand this, that both fear and faith, they both use the same tool, which is imagination. So the same strength it takes to be afraid is the same strength it takes to have faith. The same strength it takes to be afraid is the same strength it takes to be in faith. The possibility of something good happening to you and the possibility of something bad happening to you, both of these things, faith and fear, they use the same tool called imagination. So you don't need to see how it goes in your life. You need to be intentional about the navigation of your day-to-day activities. So when you declare and say, the eyes of my understanding being enlightened, it's not just a prayer, it's not just a wishful thought. It's a law that when understanding doesn't find you, light bulb moment won't come. And if the light bulb moment doesn't come, nothing in your life can change. But if so, the light bulb moment comes, nothing can stop you. I always make this example in the context of, imagine if you come to me right now and you and I are having a discussion. And then with me, you and another person in that room, and then you decide to leave the room and you come back. But while you are coming back, we didn't know you were coming back to pick up something you forgot. So we were talking about you behind your back, but you heard us, but we didn't know. The kind of mindset and perception that the truth of what we feel about you that we didn't know you were hearing will reveal to you, nothing that we will say again can change your mindset based on what you know about us. Do you know why? Because truth with understanding has entered your mind. So there are certain things I can tell people, declare the things that you want to see in your life. Do I have to declare before I become successful? That person is not bad necessarily, but they have been wired in a way to believe that it is seeing before believing. But they don't know the law says you have to believe before you see. So declaration is another form of you saying that even though I have not seen my millions yet, but oh my God, I am a millionaire. It is not a positive talk. Because if you don't talk that, your brain will think what it knows, which is poverty. But if you think in poverty, poverty will replicate in your life. So if you are afraid something bad will happen to you, it will happen to you. You will attract that. The same way if you think positive things will happen to you, which normally you don't feel like it. You don't feel like saying, I believe I'm becoming. You don't feel it, because if you look at your surroundings, it doesn't look like you are becoming. But the same energy it takes to be afraid is the same energy it takes to have faith. So while you are on this call, don't spend 15 minutes. It is better that only 2 people remain on this live stream than for me to have 50, 100 people across different, stream platforms, and then you don't take the information you're about to hear. Just pay attention, be humble, be ready to unlearn, relearn, and keep learning. However, if everything I teach you, you take it to your place of reflection and you find out that what I'm teaching you is nonsense, you have the right to throw it away. But as far as this time, space is concerned, listen. Listen, I will not waste your time. There is too much effort that goes into this masterclass for us to waste your time. Are you with me? Today, I'm teaching something very powerful. I truly believe it's powerful, and I truly believe it's timely. I truly believe it's powerful, and I truly believe it's timely. So number 1, I want you to be taking note. Number 2, I want you to believe that the eyes of your understanding, being enlightened, will help you to go forward. Will help you to go forward. It will help you in your becoming. Are you with me? Listen to this carefully now. To be successful in life or in trading, it doesn't matter whatever area it is. Okay. Anyways, to be successful in life and in trading, I need to say this. If you are here on this live stream and something is distracting you, please fight it. Fight it. Fight it. Fight it. Somebody's information that is going to transform their life is coming through this teaching of this masterclass. Fight it. To be successful in trading and in your personal life, in any way. When I say success, I didn't say to be able to buy a Lamborghini. We have already redefined success in this community. Success is not Lamborghini. Success is not a mansion. Success is not G-Wagon. No. Success is the progressive realization of a wealthy ideal. So if somebody wants to be successful in their life, in trading, watch this. There is a very key principle you need to understand about something. That is what I'm about to teach today. Today, I'm introducing my topic early because I want somebody to get the concept early. So write it down. The title of today's masterclass, I title it Psychology Within Time Frames. Psychology within time frames. Psychology within time frames. Psychology within time frames. To be successful in life and in trading, you must do something to time. See, time is a mystery, and I'm going to borrow a few months ago, we did a masterclass. Time was not a topic, but I spoke to you guys about time. And I said that we have several dimensions of time because time is a mystery. We started by defining common times dimensions we know, like chronos. So chronos is the sequential movement of time, like clock, like watch. If I look at my phone right now, there is a clock, there is a time. From 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. is chronos. You can measure it by a clockwise. Then we have kairos. Kairos is an opportune time, meaning that, let's say, for example, right now, you have been joining the TP Masterclass from this year to where we are now in September. It has been happening every Saturday. It's chronos. But let's say, for example, while you are on the TP Masterclass, you keep on socializing with people in the comments, and then somehow you find somebody as your friend, and that person leads you to a light bulb moment in any other area of your life, and it changes your life. The day you met that individual, we can equate that into a kairos moment. There is a very beautiful story in the Bible by a man, Jacob. Jacob said, "The Lord was here and I knew not." And at the end of the day, when he missed that opportune time, it costed Jacob over 20 years for his Kairos moment to come again. So that means Kairos moment doesn't come all the time, like how you can see 8 p.m. coming again tomorrow, God willing, another 8 p.m. No. Kairos comes in seasons. It may come in this year and come in 3 years later, or it can come in this year and may never even come again in your whole lifetime. That is why, as a human being, it is very important to understand and discern time and seasons. So Chronos is very simple. Every time the clock is moving, Chronos is happening. Kairos is an opportune time that if you miss it by lack of discernment, by lack of understanding, by lack of knowledge, it will cost you. And one thing about Kairos is it doesn't wait for when you are ready. It comes when it wants to. Are you with me? So we have what we call Kairos, and we have what we call Chronos. We have what we call Zeman. I've explained it before. Zeman is an appointed time by fixed design. Let's say, for example, scientifically and nature-wise, if a woman is pregnant, it takes 9 months. When you put a seed in the ground, some of them can take 3 years for it to become a fruit like apple. You can't do anything about that time period. It will take 9 months for a baby to come out. So no matter how you want to have a baby in 1 month, it's impossible no matter what you do. And that is why there is a saying that if you force anything good to manifest prematurely, life, according to that law of time, must design a series of events to take it away from you. That is why a baby who is 5 years cannot say, I'm getting married tomorrow. If that baby gets married tomorrow, we will say there is something wrong somewhere. Either culture, or either the spouse, or either the parents. Something is wrong, because according to the law of marriage, there should be at least a time window for us to say this is correct. The same boy who is 5 years and we are saying no to that marriage, many years later, we can say we are going to his wedding and we are blessing him and saying congratulations. What changed? Not the boy, time. Are you with me? You have heard me saying this before, that you can have a baby who doesn't have the ability to speak at the time he's supposed to speak, and a baby who is speaking at the time he's not supposed to speak. Both parents will be worried, not because of the speaking, but because of the time the baby spoke. So timing in the range of that sequential time of Zaman is very important that you understand. So when you go to any institution, there is a range of a time period someone needs to graduate. If after a certain amount of years you have still not graduated, we have the question, we have the right to ask you, why haven't you graduated? Either your school is bad or you are not learning. So number one, Chronos, the sequential arrangement of time. Number two, Kairos, an opportune time dimension, which is a mystery. Number three, Zeman. Number four is If. If is seasons of life. You know, childhood, youth, maturity, that is the name we give it to it. So they will say somebody is a child. Somebody is mature. That definition of that period of your timing, that is what is called ETH. The last one I want to give as an example is called Aeon. Aeon. Aeon is an era, it's an age, time, season. That means during the time and seasons where there were horses, all right, horses, whereby people were using horses for transportation, it was an era, it was an age, it's a time factor, whereby people were traveling with horses. Right now, we live in times where even if you use a manual car, we can say that, man, it's too old. Right now, you need to use automatic. You need to use a self-driving car, right? Time has changed. So to be able to understand Aeon is how you can predict what could happen in the future and draw a game plan or a business plan around it. Like, for example, Elon Musk, for example, Jeff Bezos, they said, you know what? There is a day coming, humans will not like to go to the library. How can we create a system called Amazon that they can be able to buy books without going to the library? That understanding of that time and the future is called Aeon mindset. So people can say, hey, there is a time coming. In trading back then, we used to use ticker tapes. So the way trading tick was measured was using ticker tapes. Ticker tips is how they used to measure the price level changes in the market. Now we don't use ticker tips. We use trading view. There is a day coming. It's possibly going to change. There is a day coming. You wouldn't even have to analyze. It's possible that day is even here. Aeon. So you need to understand that time is a mystery. It doesn't care about your sentiment. It's a law and a principle. It doesn't care about your feelings. So as I said, if you want to become an apple farmer and you thought you can just plant today and reap next week, time will stress you, because according to the law of time, it takes time for apple to grow. Same thing with becoming a trader. It takes time to become. And so if somebody told you all you have to do is to make a deposit and you will make money in trading, that time law will stress you, because it takes time to be transformed. First, as an individual, before your trading life benefits. Are you with me? It is very important that you understand this dimension of the foundation we are building here to understand the topic for today: psychology within time frames. Now watch this. In order for you to become successful in life, there is something you need to do to time. In order for you to become successful in this world that we live in, because we live on earth and we live in time. Time doesn't change anything. Time is only a revelation to a moment. Time is not your friend. Time is not your buddy. Time is just time. If you say you are not pregnant, time will reveal. If truly you are not pregnant, time will reveal. If you say you are a trader, time will reveal. It's not going to be like, oh my God, in this time you are so broke, so let me help you to be successful. Time is not your friend. Time is a law. Time is a factor. Time is a mystery. It's a dimension of a principle that brings revelation out. So there is something you need to do to time in order for you to be able to define success in anything. Trading, life, whatever it may be, you need to do something to time. And that is what we are about to talk about today. So if I say psychology within time frames, I will tell you what you need to do to time. But first, let's define some couple of few things. When we say psychology right now, I'm sure everybody now understands, whether from this family community or from your own research or from your own understanding. Psychology is the study of. Is the study of the person's mind, the person's emotions, and the person's behavior. The mindset, emotions, behavior. So if somebody say, Cliff, I want to understand my psychology, I need your help. They are basically saying, Cliff, can you give me materials and tools to use to study me? That is it. As long as you are able to study you and know, anytime I am hungry, I frown my face. Behavior, psychology. Are you with me? So psychology simply means the study of your mind, your behavior, and your emotions. Now let's describe the word time frame. A structured boundary. So when we say we are framing something, it means we are putting something. We are putting something. I remember the day I knew God was powerful. I mean, I know God is powerful, but the level of his uniqueness in his approach is when you read Job. He said he's the one that tells the sea where to go and where to stop. That means the sea knows its boundaries. Anytime that the sea passes a boundary, it means that something is wrong somewhere. But as far as a boundary, a frame is concerned, the sea knows where to go and where to stop. So it goes, we call it the seashore. It goes and it comes. It goes and it comes. So there is a boundary. So framing something is when you put a boundary around that thing to be able to control it from being chaotic. That is what frame is. So anytime that somebody say, I am framing a time, it means they are trying to make sure that they frame a certain period of time to make sure any ambiguity is gone and chaos is gone and clarity is coming in. So time frame is a structured boundary placed on time that gives it meaning order, and direction. Please write it down. Please write it down. Time frame is a structured boundary placed on time. Time frame is a structured boundary placed on time that gives its meaning, order, and direction. Are you with me? So when we talk about time frame, this information alone you're about to hear today will solve the problem of why you are struggling to understand time frame analysis as a trader. You will get it. For me, when I'm teaching people, first of all, I take my time to make sure that number one, the teaching comes with my experience, number two, facts, and number three, a style of delivery. So even though we are talking about time frame as in general in life, you can still use it in every area of understanding, including time frame analysis. So pay attention, okay? Time frame is a structured boundary placed on time that gives it meaning, order, and direction. So now let's combine them both together. Psychology within time frame. I do this all the time. You already know my style. I will give you the definitions and combine them together. Are you ready? I hope you guys are learning. Before I give you the full meaning of the psychology within time frame, drop some number ones in the comment if you are learning for me. Yes, drop some number ones in the comment. Wherever you are, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, drop number ones in the comment. And also those who invite people to their environment just to watch the TP Masterclass with them, wherever you are, thank you. Now let's combine all of them. Psychology within time frame. Now we understand that psychology simply means the study of the human mind, their action, their behavior, and then their emotions. And we have defined time frame. That time frame is a structured a boundary that you place on time in order for you to give a meaning, an order, and a direction to that time. Now let's talk about both of them coming together. I wrote down here the mindset and the emotional discipline. The mindset and emotional discipline required to make correct decisions inside the right frame of time. The mindset and emotional discipline. We are describing psychology within time frame, the topic. So write it down. The mindset and emotional discipline. The mindset and emotional discipline required to make correct decisions. Required to make correct decisions inside the right frame of time. Inside the right frame of time. I'm going to take it one more time. The mindset and emotional discipline required to make correct decisions inside the right frame of time. Look, time is a mystery. I can go on and on and on, but time is a mystery. But when you frame it, you give it structure. When you frame it, you give it direction. When you frame it, you give it meaning. Without the psychology to hold that frame, decision collapse. So even though you are going to frame something, for example, if let's say you can create a system and say you don't want this and this to happen outside here, but anything can still happen, and so you still need the right mindset to be able to hold the frame. So that is the whole purpose of today's message. You are going to understand how to frame time, why you should frame time, and how to become successful using time. First of all, let's define time. Let's define time. Time is the invincible dimension in which all life, events, and progress unfold in sequence. Time is the invincible dimension in which all life, events, and progress unfold in sequence. Time is the invincible dimension in which all life, events, and progress unfold in sequence. Time is the invincible dimension in which all life, events, and progress unfold in sequence. You need to be able to understand that time cannot be touched, but it governs everything. It's not your friend. I told you this, but it governs. You cannot deny the fact. And you have heard me saying this before, that the law of gravity does not care about your sentiment. You jump from a 50th story building, you will go down. Same thing with time. It's not your friend. Time is just doing its thing. It reveals every single day. Time moving cycles. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 15 that time, he said there is time for everything. Time to laugh, time to be sad, time for this, time for that. There is time for everything. Under the activities here on earth, there is time for everything. Time does not stop for anyone. It only rewards what you do inside it. There is something my mentor once used to say all the time. He says, Cliff, time will either expose you or promote you. Time will either expose you or promote you. It is very important that you understand that. Now, if time is not your friend, and if time is not on your side, then if time is here to just reveal, how then do you use time? Well, you use time by framing it. Are you with me? Good. So let's talk about that. So we have already defined that when you frame a time, it means that you are putting a boundary, a structured boundary around time to give it meaning, order, and direction. Is that true? Now, there are 3 levels of time frames we want to talk about, but I want you to hear me carefully now. You see, one of the things that people don't understand about time is that you can't do everything every time. There are times that you need to learn how to do what, even including trading time from analysis. I will show you, I'm coming there. Let's say, for example, right now, no matter how this masterclass may be good to you or is good to you, we can't have this masterclass beyond a certain time frame. No, if I crack a joke right now to you and you start laughing because the joke is so funny, you are laughing and laughing, and you laugh for 2 hours straight, even though laughter is good, there is a problem. Are you with me? That means laughing for 2 hours straight non-stop, it will start creating some worrying that maybe we should take you to a psychiatric hospital. So, time frame. That means it's good to laugh, but at least few seconds. It's not bad. Ha 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 ha. Man, you are funny. Ha ha ha. Done. But ha ha ha, 15 minutes, still ha ha ha, 30 minutes, no, chief. That is no more a laughter. That is something is happening to your medulla oblongata. Are you with me? So, taking a shower is good, but you don't take shower for hours. If you are taking shower for hours, chief, we need to find out what you are doing in the shower room. So every activities we do on earth, if you don't frame it, it becomes chaotic. It is very important that you understand this. So in life, there are 3 dimensions of framing you need to do to time in order for you to become successful. Whether a trader, whether a doctor, whether a lawyer, it doesn't matter what you are, a Christian, whoever, you need to understand that you need to do something to time. There are 3 dimensions of framing. I'm going to give it to you. The first dimension of how to frame time or put time in the context is called the higher time frame. Please write this down. The first time frame is called the higher time frame. 3 levels of framing. The first one is called the higher time frame. As soon as I said it, your brain has automatically went into trading analysis. It is true. That's why I said stay with me. Now you understand. If you understand what I'm about to teach you, you will go to Trading View and you will see time frame analysis carefully now. You will get it. So the first framing of time is called higher time frame. I want you to open a bracket beside what you just wrote and put it into the bracket. Vision/destiny, close the bracket. Higher time frame number 1, open a bracket, vision/destiny, and close the bracket. You see, if let's say, for example, right now I want to become a footballer. Let's say my overall goal is to become a footballer.
Now, there is nothing wrong with me just focusing on what to do today, but it is also very important to know my overall idea of what it means to me to become a footballer. So if I decide to become a footballer, the first thing I need to understand is I need to define what that means to me in my life. That means I want to go to this club. I wish I can play in this league. I can do. So that is the whole entire structure of my destiny as a whole, as far as the footballer is concerned. Are you with me? So to be able to become a footballer, I need to see the bigger picture. So I want to become financially free, bigger picture. So you need to be able to understand that the bigger picture gives you direction and destiny. So a lot of people who sometimes say, Cliff, I don't know who I am, I don't know what to do, is because you have not sat down to frame your life in the bigger picture. I'm happy and grateful now that I am a multi-millionaire helping a generation to come out of poverty. Bigger picture. So when you're able to draw a bigger picture around your life and put it in a higher time frame, you keep it there. That is the first level of time framing. Higher time frame. Second level is called the middle time framing. Open the brackets, structure, seasons, process, brackets close. I'm going to repeat it again. The first one is called higher time frame. What do you do in the higher time frame? That is where you look at the overall picture. Becoming a doctor, achieving financial freedom, entering your internal life as a Christian. Bigger picture. As a Christian, the whole goal is so that you don't get destroyed, right? You want to be able to be with God in paradise or in heaven. Does that make sense? It's an eternal frame. So the things you do using this picture is another time of frame. It's called the middle frame structure. So the middle frame structure, open the brackets. The middle frame, open the bracket and put structure, seasons, and process. During this framing of time, don't worry, just write. I will explain. How do you frame the middle one? This is where you put system and structures in place. That means you are going from grade 1. If right now you have a child and you want your child to become a pilot, there is a sequence structure of your child's knowledge that you have to do. You cannot take your child to a music school if you want her to become a pilot at the end of the day. So even knowing what you want your child to become will tell the school phase that will go through. The education phase. You with me? Middle framing. Middle framing. Then the second, the third, the last framing of time is called the lower framing. Open the brackets and put execution and daily habits. Execution and daily habits. So these are the 3 levels of framing time. Number 1, higher frame. Number 2, middle frame. Number 3, lower frame. I'm going to repeat it again. Number 1, higher frame. Number 2, middle frame. Number 3, lower frame. So this is the same concept. You see, if the financial market, let's say from a data perspective, on TradingView, whatever platform that you use, if it was not framed into monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hours, 1 hour, and so on and so forth, it will only be chaotic. So Cliff, what time frame should I use? Chief, they are all important. From the bigger time frame to the smaller time frame, they are all important. Higher time frames are always going to be used to understand the bigger picture. Middle time frame is always going to use to understand the structure. And then the smaller time frame is going to use to understand execution. Not to take execution, understand execution. So if you are here and you are wondering which time frame you should focus on, be careful choosing a portion and not still having room to see the bigger picture. Because you don't want to miss the understanding of the bigger picture. So higher time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, thereabout, is to understand the bigger picture. Middle time frame, like 4 hours, 1 hour, is to understand structure mostly. And then the smaller time frames is used to understand executional structures. Where do I actually pull the trigger? Are you with me? So time frames are very important. So let's get back to the story now. Somebody wants to be a footballer. Using this to understand that the person understands from a higher time frame, I want to become a footballer. So they now come into the days, all right, which is the smaller middle structure. They have to go for practice. They have to eat the right food, all right. They have to actually do all these things. They have to have a routine. So the higher time frame is the person's all activities should point to that. Their activities on a daily basis, which is their routine, must be a routine of a footballer. You cannot say your goal is to become a footballer in the future and live a legendary life, and your activities and your routine is not a footballer. It's not impossible. So that person's structure during their daily activities, which is the middle time frame, that means the person can say, I will practice and rehearse as a footballer 2 hours every day. It's another time frame within the day, within an hour. Are you with me? And the person laughing, declaring, is another simple routine, also structured in a lower time frame. So for example, if the person now go to the pitch and kick the ball, it's a second execution. If they run, it's seconds to minutes execution. If they take breath, it's a second to minutes execution. If they learn from their mistakes, it's all little things within time frames, but they all connect to the bigger time frame. So before we go on to how you can be able to frame your time, I wrote down something here as a practical framing in life to give you guys the clarity on what I'm trying to basically say. So let's say, for example, you are an individual and you say you want good health. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples. 5 examples. Let's talk about health. If somebody wants to be healthy, the higher time frame is that they want to live long. So they write it down. I want to live long. The middle time frame will be the way that they exercise, their middle life balance, the way they preserve their life. That is middle life framing. So let me give you an example. As I told you, the footballer, he's supposed to eat well. It can take you approximately 2 hours, probably to cook a meal, maybe 30 minutes. 2 hours cooking a meal is important for their becoming strong to be a footballer. But if that footballer spends over 10 hours cooking, he's no more becoming a footballer, he's becoming a chef. So you see, what did I tell you in the beginning? That time reveals. So time doesn't care about what you want, it only cares about what you did. And what you did is what it will reveal in your day of appearance. So if in the day of appearing, after a long time of becoming a footballer, you spend time more cooking, you will know how to cook more than to know how to score a goal. It's a law. Are you with me? So if somebody wants to be healthy, then they need to have a routine on how to live a healthy life. And their lower time frame will be their daily actions, like their diet, eating for 15 minutes, like hydration, drinking 3 liters of water a day, resting, sleeping well, exercise. Those are lower time frame. So lower time frames are for executions, middle time frames are for structures, higher time frames, the bigger picture. If you are learning, drop some number ones in the chat. Let me go into the comment right now. When I'm teaching like this, I'm laser focused. I don't want to lose focus, but if you are learning right now, drop I am learning in the comment section. If you are learning something, some of you guys will understand that, wow. So Cliff, what you are basically saying is that if I understand time frame, I have cheated destiny. Yes. You will be able to understand that, wow. I will give you guys an example. There was a day I was just sitting down and I was like, no, I pictured myself telling the team that we should promote the masterclass. And I asked myself and I said, wait, let's say we want to promote the masterclass on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube community tab. It takes only approximately 15 minutes. My hand is being weird. It takes approximately 15 minutes if we are promoting it on all these platforms, as long as the content is there, right? And I said, wait, but do you know if I'm able to block all noise and choose a time frame of just 15 minutes to execute promoting this masterclass, it's possible because of the promotion, one person can come. Yes. But if I don't promote, there is a possibility that person will not come. That person didn't come because the masterclass is good. It came because we framed a time within 15 minutes to do something effective. Did you know if you start framing time, you will start to know you have more time than you think? The reason why people think they don't have the time to do something is because their time is not framed. People sometimes say, Cliff, I don't know how long to read. No, do you know you don't have to read every day for 15 hours a day to become successful? It's not true. If you read every day for 15 hours, just only reading, you will not be successful. Because even though reading is good, you are not meant to read all the time. There is time for execution too. So let's say, for example, you want to become enlightened. Let's say Cliff Cheqona wants to become a keynote speaker. So he wants to train himself to become a good speaker. There is time for reading. There is time for practicing. There is time for eating well. There is time for exercise. So I can tell myself, I want to give myself 5 years of training myself by the grace of God. If I choose 2 days in a week, 3 hours in that week from those 2 days, and read consistently in every month, eventually 5 years, it will add up as a frame of time execution and give me some level of results. The reason why people don't know how to be consistent is because instead of them framing in a time, they are trying to do everything every time now. It's not true and it's not good. So when I got that revelation, I said, wait, many individuals is not understanding the power of framing time. That means if you tell yourself you are on TP Masterclass, just by clearing all distractions for just 2 hours in your time of becoming on the masterclass is another way of you framing time for your becoming. This week that just passed, I told my team, I want to block all my schedule and train the TP the TP family reps. So we have a TP family representatives that really wants to, they believe in this vision and they want to take this vision into their countries. So I spent 3 days in a row with them, training them, teaching them about certain things. And I had to block 3 days just to focus on what I would teach and how I would teach them. And I was very effective. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, if you don't master time, I have this book here. It's called Master Your Time, Master Your Life by Brian Tracy. You should get that book. Master Your Time, Master Your Life. Powerful book by Brian Tracy. Framing time is very important. What about the person who wants to have a better relationship? You want to have a lifelong covenant, legacy of love? That is the higher time frame understanding, the bigger picture. What do you need to do? You need to spend time with your family. You need to put structures in place. You need to have time of calling people you love. Relationships are not cheap. You need to know how to give gifts. You need to have time to say, oh, I am busy, but I will make time for the sake of this relationship. Framing times for the things you need to do. Remember, what are we learning? Psychology within time frame. In order for us to talk about the psychological part, you need to understand this. That in life, in everything, there must be a framing of time. Are you guys with me? What about your career? You want to be able to become a trader, you need to have a long-term bigger picture for your career. I want to own a hedge fund in the future. I want to be able to train other traders. I want to be able to do X, Y, Z. All those things, they are a level of a bigger picture. What then do you do after you have gotten the higher time frame? You need to put the middle time frame intact. Structures to understand the process. Are you with me? Then what do? Video to video, lessons to lessons, practice to practice, execution of the habit a trader must become. You want to become a Christian on fire. The eternal goal is to have eternal life. Higher time frame, middle structure. You need to be able to understand that you need routines, prayer life, worship life, meditation life. So what do you need to do? You need to set those structures. Execution. During the time of prayer, stand up. Why? Because you can't sleep. There is time for everything. It is when you want to pray is when the sleeping comes. Because sleeping has no respect for seriousness. It doesn't care. You said you want to train yourself to be a trader. The moment you pick up the book, the sleeping comes. So you need to frame your time in a way that avoids all distractions. It's very important that you understand this. That framing time is part of your success. If you don't frame time, time will be chaotic. When time is chaotic in your life, eventually it will show. Are you guys learning? It's very important that you understand this. Very important. I want to talk about something now. I want you to write something down. I title it, it's still under it. It's a subtopic. I want you to write a subtopic down. The psychology that holds the frame together. The psychology that holds the frame together. The psychology that holds the frame together. There is a psychology, there is a mindset, a behavior, and emotions that holds the frame together. So that means what I'm trying to basically communicate, that even though I'm about to talk about this as in general life, you can connect this to trading analysis. That to frame a time is not just about thinking it. It's not just about writing it. There is a mindset and a behavior and an emotional state that you need to be in to frame time. So let's write that down. The first one, if you want to frame a higher time frame to make sure that you have the bigger picture in anything, the kind of mindset that you need to have is patience. If you don't have patience, you cannot trust the higher time frame. And what that will mean is that you will rush destiny. So if you lack patience, you cannot be able to take time and let the higher time frame play out. So Cliff, I don't know why I am rushing entries. Patience. What is patience? Patience is not just waiting. Patience is an attitude. Patience is a sequence of your behavior coming together as your habit. Patience is an attitude. So the attitude which you wait with is what we define as patience, not just waiting. So the first psychological tool you need to hold the frame of a higher time frame is called patience. Number two, the second psychological tool you need to frame the time, which is the middle framing, is called discipline. Do you know why? Because the middle time frame is responsible for order, is responsible for stages, is responsible for structures. So if you don't have discipline, you cannot be able to frame the middle time frame. It's impossible. Then the last psychological tool you need to frame the lower time frame is called focus. 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 If you don't stay sharp in the lower time frame, you will miss execution. If you don't stay sharp in the middle time frame, in the lower time frame, you will miss execution. It's very important that you understand this. So 3 levels of tools that holds the framing of time together. Number 1, patience. Number 2, discipline. Number 3, focus. Are you with me? Number one, patience. Number two, discipline. Number three, focus. Look, before we go into understanding the importance of understanding framing time, I want you to be able to get this concept very well. What we are talking about here today is not an opinion, it's a law. Imagine going to school, any school, and you ask the school, how long does your program last? They say, oh, our program, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, we can end anytime. You know, you will be there in the school and we just come and say, hey, we have finished. Congratulations. We don't know when, but we know you will finish. No matter how the school structures are good, you will somehow not find yourself growing. Are you with me? So framing time is very important. If you don't frame your time as a trader, let me talk to the traders a little bit now. If you don't understand time frame, anything that you would do in this business will always look like you are struggling, because there is time for everything. There is time to take the profit. There is time to stop the loss. There is time to stay away. There is time to journal. There is time to reflect. There is time to think about how to be able to clear mentally and regulate your emotions. As a trader, there is time for everything. I know the bigger picture is to get financial freedom, but in order for you to get financial freedom, there is time for everything. And when you understand this concept and you start to connect it to time frame, you will not ask questions like, for me, I just want to focus on this time frame. Okay, well, great. But if you miss the bigger picture, you will get caught up in a space where you will not understand. So let's say, for example, right now, you don't know what you are becoming. But every single day you wake up and you are like, okay, Cliff Cheqona said we should declare. Declare. What are you declaring? Cliff said we should read books. What books are you reading? Because not every single book that is important to you. There are many books in this world. Which one should you read? If you don't know the bigger picture, you won't know the book to read. So even though you have framed time to read, the reading that you're reading is not going to do anything good for you, because it's not just about reading. It's about reading the right book at the right time, connected to the right bigger picture. Are you with me? So let's talk about traders for a second. The last part, and we'll start wrapping up. You need to be able to understand that as a trader, there are seasons and times in your career. There is a dimension of you that is everything opposite to who a trader is meant to be. There is nothing you can do about that. It's a reality. The you currently right now is everything opposite to who a trader is meant to be. You have been trained to be the liquidity. The way you see the market, the way you get manipulated easily. Something has happened to your framing in your life, wired in a way. So what you need to do right now is to understand, okay, how can I be able to frame my times to be able to make sure that I grow to become a trader I need to become? Quite very simple. So let's say the bigger picture here says you want to be able to become financially free, consistent, and you need to survive in the market. That is a long-term goal. The second thing you need to do in the middle time frame is to have a learning season, meaning that you need to frame your time in the areas of times to learn. You need to frame your time to be able to backtest, whether live account or demo account. You need to have a time to network with other traders. You need to be able to frame times. So one thing that as I was meditating on this lesson, I said, wow, understanding this is very powerful. It saves you anxiety, because you know one thing I realized psychologically when I was meditating on this message. I realized that every single emotion that a human being you feel is connected to time. If somebody says, I am anxious, it's because of time. Yes. If somebody says, I am anxious, it's not because they don't have money. It's because if they look at their life, that time frame, something is missing. If somebody says, I'm happy, time. If somebody says, I'm not consistent, time. If somebody says, I'm not disciplined, time. So when you are able to understand time in this context, it changes everything that you do henceforth moving forward. So maybe you came onto this call and you are desiring that you want to become a profitable trader. But when we look at your time frame, from the higher time to the middle time frame to the lower time frame, you are not becoming a trader. In your higher time frame, you say you want to become a profitable trader. But in your middle time frame, there is more Netflix, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, than time of studying, of time of training your mind. There is more spending time with footballers than it is about reading about how to build a hedge fund. So no, CEO of the group of companies, you don't build a company like that. That is not how it works. So remember, time is not your friend. Remember, time is not on your side. Nobody is saying that don't be happy, but you need to frame it. Remember what I said? I said that you have to laugh. Laughing is good. But if you laugh for 4 hours, we got to take you to the psychiatric home. That ain't good. It's good to cook. But if you cook for 5 hours straight and it's not a meal prep to save you 1 week, that is a problem. It's good to take a shower. But if you take shower for 5 hours, my God, we need to know what you are doing in there. Chief, we got to know. So there is time for everything. So the things you do with time, and that is why I started by describing chronos. And we started describing carriers. There was a reason. I started describing that for you for a reason. So let's say, for example, God has destined to you that you become the CEO of a hedge fund. You will learn how to deal with people. You will learn how to be a leader. You will learn how to speak. You will learn how to control your emotions. You will learn everything. And these learning, they happen through chronos all the way down to Zaman. Why? Because if you don't learn these things, when your Kairos moment comes and you miss it, life will not forgive you. You will pay for it. When you miss your Kairos moment, the only possible way is for God to give you two things: restoration and speed to catch up. But as far as catching up is concerned, you will do it. You will do it. So you need to understand this. You want to become a hedge fund manager. You want to be able to become the CEO of a group of companies, an investor. There is things you need to do with time by framing it so that you will get to the bigger picture. If you fail to do that, the possibility of you getting there is impossible. It's a law. So you say you want to become a trader, but there is no time framing in your life that shows you are becoming a trader. Even if you spend 15 minutes. So right now, if this masterclass is boring to you, and then Bollywood series is interesting to you, you are in trouble. You don't need to force to love this. No, but I'm telling you what you are becoming by time principles. Do you understand? You don't need to force yourself to love this masterclass. But as far as time is concerned, you are becoming something that you have framed time to use. It's as simple as ABCD. And the reason why you don't love things that makes you, it's not your fault. You are wired in a way. There are certain things we all used to love because of a season we were in. And there was a time that we were supposed to develop passion for something because of a season we have come in. I cannot call myself a coach and not learn how to improve myself as a coach every day. Impossible. I can't call myself a training psychologist and not study the mind of a human being and myself every day. It's impossible. So if you now look at my week, my months, and my years, this is what you are supposed to see. You are supposed to see me making sure I put structures in place for the right morning. The way I wake up, the way I think, the way I sleep, the way I do things. That means you need to see that is Cliff eating well. If the answer is no, and if I tell you I want to impact a generation, I am lying. Do you know why? Because even though I have the heart of impacting a generation, I don't have a framing of time to eat well. So because I am not having a time frame to eat well, it doesn't prove I want to live long to impact. Because impactation, or to be able to impact people, influence, takes time. So you need to be able to have a time frame for your diet, for your hydration, for your emotional regulation and your well-being. So you can tell what somebody will become by the way they frame their time. That the same way you can tell how a trade will go by the way you frame a time. So somebody say, I don't know why I couldn't stay in the market. Two things. Either the person is afraid of the risk or they don't understand the bigger picture. These are the two reasons. Every time somebody has the fear of losses, two things. I always say this, that anytime that you are in a trade and your heart is beaten, there are two things that you are missing. Either the lot size is bigger than your risk tolerance, or your knowledge about the bigger picture is not there. So when somebody says, I don't know how to hold trades, you don't understand the bigger picture. You don't know where the market is going. Of course, it can turn around and come to the opposite. We get that. But as far as your understanding of the skill set in the market is concerned, understanding the bigger picture and having the right risk will always solve a holding trades problem. And patience, of course. Are you with me? So if you understand the mystery of time and you understand that you need to do something to time, it will change your life. So now you understand that, okay, what Cliff is saying, that without framing time, life becomes confusion. Yes. So what Cliff is saying, that without framing time, life will not flow in the way it will help me to achieve anything. No. So what Cliff is saying, that doing the right thing in the wrong time frame is abnormal. Yes. Just like the example I gave, it is good to laugh, but it's not good to laugh for 4 hours. It's not good to take a shower for 24 hours. I don't know what you are washing. Your sins, maybe I get it. But washing a sin for 24 hours, who did you kill? Anyways. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there is time for everything. So Cliff, can I connect the same concept to time frame analysis? Yes. So Cliff, you are saying that as you use the bigger time frame to understand the bigger picture of what is happening in the assets. Yes. Oh, so when I come to the middle time frame, I should use it to understand the structure, especially as an intraday person. It doesn't matter whether you are a swing trader or not. It doesn't matter. A swing trader, people sometimes confuse the idea that if I'm a swing trader, I will take my entry from here. Yes, it's true. You look at some level of a time frame to see the entry point, but then the time frame, the lower one, still must help you for a smooth transaction. It is true. So no matter who you are, scalper, swing trader, position trader, you still need all time frames to make sense in alignment. It's not a buffet of choosing one. You don't say you want to become a trader and then you choose some things to do and you don't do some things. Eventually time will expose you. Success equals right decision plus the right timing. That is success. Right decision plus the right timing is equal to success. So there is time for everything. It's important that you understand this. So wherever that you are right now, you came onto this call and maybe you are doing things, but you are doing them spontaneously. Spontaneous is another way of saying, I don't want to frame what to do. I just want to be surprised. And you will be. You will be. Surprises are good, but if you are surprised all the time, something is wrong somewhere. So let's say, for example, they are celebrating your birthday today and you're like, surprise, it's beautiful if it's one day. But the next day, surprise, another day, surprise. What are you celebrating me for? Right? So everything is good, but if you do everything every time without framing it into a season, is wrong. Same thing with everything as a trader. You want to become a trader, learn how to frame your time. There is time to learn. There is time to backtest. There is time to stay away from the market and reflect. There is time to declare. There is time to regulate your emotions. There is time for TP Masterclass. There is time to finish TP Masterclass. And there is time to reflect. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. When you understand the concept of what we have talked about today, the message is very simple, but I truly believe it's very powerful. Very simple. We are almost done. I don't want to take too much of anybody's time. Very simple, but it's important that you understand this. You are here today and you are wondering why you are not becoming. It's because you are assuming time eventually will see how tired you are and give you what you are desiring. Time is not your friend. It doesn't support you. It only reveals what you have been doing all this while. So if you say you don't know why you are losing trace, and yet still you don't spend 1 hour reflecting on what you did last week, you are lying. Every Saturday, I frame this day and hours for this masterclass. Inside the preparation of this masterclass, there is prayers involved, there is team alignment involved, there is communication between me and the media team involved to make sure that everything is well organized. All of them happens within time frames. So it is not just a masterclass that I just woke up from sleep and said, oh my God, let's talk about trading psychology. No, Chief, it doesn't work like that. It will show. Time would have exposed me by now after 35 episodes. You would have seen it. Same thing with your life. You are tired of not getting the results you are looking for, no problem. But you need to learn how to frame your time. That means if you say you are on TP Masterclass, that friend that wants you to believe you are wasting your time is a distraction. Pause him for 2 hours and go back to him and say, listen, I have studied something today about time frame. Let me teach you. Are you with me? It is very important that you understand this very well. So ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to bring a lesson about the mystery of time. We have talked about this, but it was very vague and small. Today, I wanted to bring the psychology within time frame for you to understand that in order for you to be successful in this life, you need to know what to do with time, which is the higher time frame, the bigger time frame, as in the middle time frame and the lower time frame. But in order for you to be able to frame this time, there is something psychologically you need to become to do that. Number one, patience. Number two, discipline. Number three, focus. What that simply means is that you cannot be patient and not be able to look at a bigger picture. So, okay, just like the testimony of John, he knows he is becoming. He is patient because he has seen himself becoming. So now patience ticked. Now he needs to discipline himself. What is discipline? The ability for you to be loyal to the decision you made. That decision of becoming, being loyal to it through routines, through structures, through relationships, discipline. Then the lower time frame, which is the execution time frame, is focus. Because when you take your eye off the prize, you will miss it. That means when you wake up, the alarm goes off, don't snooze it. Get up. Get up. The moment I woke up this morning, I knew I had to come to my office and pray for the masterclass and make sure that everything is aligned. I was sleepy a little bit because I didn't sleep early yesterday, so I was tired. But I had to get up for that time frame that I said I have to do. So you see that now. So the lower time frame of your life in anything you do is for execution. The middle time frame is for structures, routines, and then process alignment. The higher time frame is for the bigger picture. Now watch this. While you are becoming, there are two things you need to be careful of and you need to understand. Two things you need to be happy with and careful of. Two things you need to be happy with and careful of. One is faith. The other one is fear. I started by letting you understand that faith and fear, they use the same tool to manifest. Faith uses imagination. Fear uses imagination. So the same energy it takes to be afraid is the same energy it takes to have faith. What you think will happen to you in the future has not happened yet. What you think will happen to you in the future has not happened yet. So if you think something bad can happen to you, you are correct. If you think something good can happen to you, you are correct. But remember, the same energy it takes to become somebody is the same energy it takes to not become nobody. Are you with me? Very important that you understand this. So while you are going into your life today with the understanding of time, from Chronos to Kairos to Zeman to Eth to Aeon, you are no more ignorant about the mystery of time. Now you understand that time is not my friend, neither is it on my side. But no problem. I have understood by understanding that the eyes of my understanding has been enlightened. Therefore, I am going to expand my understanding about time more and frame So while you go there and you are meditating on this revelation, you are like, how can I frame my smaller time frame? How can I frame the bigger time frame? Are you with me? So now you want to become a trader, learn how to frame your time. From a bigger picture of becoming financially free to a middle time frame of knowing how to put structures and systems in place to the lower time frame of being focused to do what you said you would do. So now that you have understood this, I want us to go back one more time again. If you get this declaration one more time again, I truly can assure you that something will happen to your destiny. This is not a motivation. It is you coming into the understanding that you can come on this masterclass for 2 hours and nothing will seem to change in your life. But if the eyes of your understanding being enlightened comes into play, the light bulb moment and say, oh my God, so that is why I am procrastinating. Yes, you are procrastinating because you don't understand how to frame time. Oh, so Cliff, you are saying that delay in my life is not necessarily demonic. It means something has happened to my understanding of timing. So I didn't do what I was supposed to do at the right time. So I am bearing the consequences of delay. Yes. Time frame. So in the next couple of few minutes, few seconds, one more time. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. That as a trader, you came onto this call and you have learned about many things about time frame. But today, the eyes of your understanding, which is being enlightened, has given you a light bulb moment to understand that every single time frame in every context is important, including your analysis. That means from a higher time frame perspective to the middle time frame to the lower time frame, they all have to be aligned for you to see how you are navigating from point A to point B. If you are traveling from Dubai to Saudi Arabia, if in case the time span, let's say for example from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, and it's going to take you 2 hours. If you pick up your Google Maps and then it shows you 2 hours, it is a time frame of your trip. If it lasts for 4 hours, it's either you are lost or you were never going there. Are you with me? So framing your time is another way of understanding how to know when you have gotten where you are supposed to get. So time frame is not just something that came from the context of trading. It's a law and a principle way before trading view. A lot of people don't just understand it from that broad perspective. So they are always asking themselves, Cliff, which time frame should I focus on? Chief, I didn't want to limit this to trading view. I wanted you to understand it in a way that you can apply it to all areas of your life. A mother, a father, a CEO, a businessman, a trader, a doctor, everyone can apply this knowledge, knowing that there is something you need to do to time in order for you to become successful in anything. And remember, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Media, I want you to bring the instrumental up one more time again. Let's declare that the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. That the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. That the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. That as I've come onto this masterclass, I understand that time is an important factor. And moving forward henceforth, I am ready to frame my time. No distractions, no confusions, clarity all the way. That I know what to do at the right time, in the right place, with the right knowledge. That if I go into the market, when I am on the higher time frame, I understand that a higher time frame requires a psychological aspect of being patient. Middle time frame from a structure point of view requires me to be disciplined, to follow the structure, and the lower time frame requires me to be focused. Therefore, no distractions. I go forward. And as I've come here to listen to this masterclass, beyond just in trading, I am applying it also into my life. And as I am going forward, I am framing my time. Distractions is far away. If it is time for the gym, it's time for the gym. If it's time for hydration, it's time for hydration. If it's time for diet, it's time for diet. I go forward with the understanding of framing my time. I go forward
with the understanding of framing my time. If today's lesson has given you a perspective to be able to say, you know what, I don't have a time frame. I wake up and I do everything. I wake up and I do anything. Today, that comes to an end. So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to watch this masterclass over and over again to get the light bulb moment out of this. Today, I truly believe somebody's concept of understanding has been enlightened. Go and keep on applying the things you are learning here. This message, I believe, was so timely for somebody who has been confused about their life. They are wondering, how come I don't even know what I am becoming? Be patient. Sit down and create a bigger picture of your destiny. Be patient and be disciplined, and then create a structure around your life and be focused. Frame your time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining today's masterclass. As I said, I'll not take much of your time today. Thank you so much for today. Go and be blessed. And I pray that every single thing that you're looking for, you will find it. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys, God willing, next week. Take care.
Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. 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 Fix your mind, fix your trading.